I got an anonymous letter from a bisexual soldier. We talked last week or the week before about how the American Family Association and Family Research Council were being called hate groups in these presentations taking place in front of military members, and they were being told it's better if you don't donate to these groups, etc. Now, this is someone who wants to remain anonymous, but he shed a lot of light onto what's going on. He said, I am a member of the military intelligence community and wish to elaborate on the statements made in the video about the AFA being labeled a hate group. Before I start, I have to begin by saying I am expressing my own views. I don't speak on behalf of the military. What the soldier was speaking of was the process by which the government issues security clearances to individuals, granting them access to classified information. To this end, allegiance to organizations identified as hateful would or perhaps could be considered a derogatory connection and therefore inhibit an individual from obtaining or maintaining security clearance. While I agree that individuals expressing hateful speech should be viewed more cautiously, I'm inclined to express caution for the following reason. If we grant that the government should be in the business of excluding individuals on the basis of their beliefs, then the risk is that the government, or perhaps more accurately, the administration, will attempt to consolidate power by excluding those individuals who express contrary opinions and therefore inhibit dissent. I would suggest that restricting individuals actively participating in hate groups does not rise to this level of censorship. The danger remains in excessive use of power by the government, and the citizen has a responsibility to maintain awareness of the government for that reason. Due to my status within the military, please protect my identity as much as possible. I would like to add that I am bisexual and have not inconsiderable dislike for individuals who would participate in such organizations. So this is an interesting argument, which is, if you start allowing the military to put individuals in a lesser light or to prevent them from having certain promotions or access to certain things, hate group designation could extend simply to groups that you disagree with. And then you could have an administration that simply keeps anyone that they disagree with politically out of positions of power where otherwise they would be completely qualified. Is that a legitimate concern when we talk about groups like these being labeled hate groups? Is that a reasonable, slippery slope argument to you, Lewis?
I think that's a legitimate concern, but I think most level-minded people would agree that the two groups here that we're talking about are definitely hate groups. So I think we just have to keep a close eye on it and see where it goes. But if the consensus is that these are hate groups, then I think it's okay.
And I think we have to remember, this is not the government designating this group as a hate group all by themselves. It is widely established by non-governmental groups that the AFA and the FRC are hate groups. So I think that the concern is fair, but it would require full crossover to the government itself maintaining a list of these hate groups, and certainly no Republican-controlled House, and if we have a Republican president again, is going to put anti-gay groups on that list. I don't know. I think that the concern is one to think about. I don't think it's that practical that this is going to happen the way this soldier is suggesting.
No, I mean, I don't expect anything like that to happen, at least not quickly, but just keep your eyes on what's happening. And as long as it's hate groups, real hate groups, then there won't be any problems.
Of course, conservatives disagree that the AFA is a hate group at all. So that opens up a whole other can of worms, but we will explore that in the future.